If you think people were unhappy with you starving children and you saw those results on Tuesday, just wait until you start advocating that we starve animals. Name a greater villain than 2025 in the Republican Party. I won't wait because that's the correct answer now that Donald Trump's administration is intentionally, purposefully withholding SNAP monies that are intended to feed families and their children. Now those families don't know how to feed their pets, so they're having to surrender them to local animal shelters. I will come back and make a video specifically explaining the whole process of lawsuits that have happened, but essentially all you need to know is that the Trump administration, Donald, does not want to give SNAP benefits to families in need. So now families don't have money to feed themselves, their children, and their pets. Even though SNAP benefits didn't pay for pet food, they paid for the food that these families were eating so that they could continue to feed their animals. Suddenly being cut off from these food benefits and subsidies, families are having to make really difficult choices, and some of them are surrendering their animals to shelters because they don't know what else to do. But guess what? The hits keep coming in 2025. These shelters are overrun with animals already. Why? Because every single time an ICE agent kidnaps someone off of the street and deports them to a country they've never lived in before, those people have lives, and oftentimes those lives include pets that are left at home and don't understand where their owners have gone. Those animals end up in shelters. So these shelters are already maxed to capacity. Now, because this video will be posted to Facebook and the Red Hat Brigade in about 24 to 48 hours, will come in here charging and saying, why are animals more important than humans being fed? Nobody's saying that. I mean, some people might be saying that, and quite frankly, with some people, I would agree with that. That's an important statement to make. I suddenly realized who we were talking about. I would feed animals over them any single day of the week. But what we're actually saying is these people who have relied on these food benefits no longer have those food benefits because Donald Trump is playing political theater. And if you think people were unhappy with you starving children and you saw those results on Tuesday, just wait until you start advocating that we starve animals. Sarah McLachlan can tell you all about it. It was an ad campaign in the 90s. We were all there and it was very impactful. Call to action. What can we do? Contact your local shelter to see what their needs are. What can you either donate in terms of money, which is always usually preferred, but also if you have supplies, also a blessing. If you're not in a position to donate, maybe consider a gift of your time, volunteering with these organizations, or even applying to be a pet foster parent. Also, I'm going to go ahead and tag in Chewy here. I would love to see them organize some sort of a national fundraising initiative that we could contribute to that could then be given to these families in need.